Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, and we're going to start to do a daily live feed every day, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and it should be because of the way YouTube makes you do this. So we're going to try to get most of this screen in here, which it looks like it almost is. If I just slide that over a little bit more, and we do something like that. And this is a daily, and welcome to you guys. What I'm trying to do here is give you guys a live feed by kind of maneuvering this myself with a couple of devices. And each and every day while I'm home, I'm going to try to give you a live video of technical analysis on the old cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. As you're going to have to deal with this because I haven't paid for that because I'm an old cheapskate here. Hello, Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, and right now what we got here is the XRP price, and we can see we've had a nice rally in the XRP price, and we're going to get into when we're doing some of these live videos. If you're commenting, it's kind of hard to see because I'm live streaming through my phone, and then I guess I could go on here, and it shouldn't interfere because I have the volume turned down. Try to see comments, right? I'll turn that all the way down. There we go. That way, maybe I can maybe try to figure out if I can see comments. If you guys are commenting, the comments are turned on. Who knows? We'll deal with that at a different point in time. But you can see with the XRP price what I'm looking at. And what we're going to talk about is some of the things you have to realize what happens during bull markets and bear markets, right? Everybody knows a bull market, the price goes up, and virtually any and everything that you're trying to sell coin wise, and when we're in a bear market, nobody wants anything. But a huge thing that we have to remember, what I've been talking about, is when you have this big bull market back in 2017, everybody remembers that bull market, right? A whole bunch of coins came out, Coinbase was involved, and as you worked your way into the bear market, things like Celsius was created, Three Arrows Capital, and the rest of it. But you had a huge pump in the XRP. And this is what the insiders aren't telling you about XRP. This is what all the paid promoters and influencers and charlatans and shysters and snake oil salesmen and the rest of the cliche names that I came up with that they are. What they're not telling you about, what happened back here is there's 100 billion coins that are in Ripple. And this is very critical to understand if you're ever going to trade XRP successfully. There are approximately 100, what is it? Let's find out exactly what this is. I believe this was the site that I wanted. Ripple has a maximum supply. Can you guys see this? Ripple has a maximum supply of 100 billion XRP coins. And I tried to tell you, and I exposed this to you using my analogy on Vincenzo coins, old Vincenzo ICOs, initial coin offering, Vincenzo coin. And I have 100 billion Chenzos instead of 100 billion Satoshis or XRPs. I have 100 billion Chenzos. And since old Vincenzo created Vincenzo coin on the ICO, I get 90 billion Chenzos. And then I throw out 10 billion Chenzos into the circulation on ICO day. And I put the opening price up at a fraction of a cent. And I let you guys bid it up. As soon as all those coins are bought, the price gets to 25 cents, a dollar 50, whatever. I start dumping. And in this case, XRP, they have 47.74 billion coins are in circulation, the limited supply, blah, 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 like Doge, blah, blah, blah. The total supply of 100 billion, 10 million coins short of the maximum, right? But they're going to take these coins now. They only had about 47% of the allotted XRP out. So now in each successive month, they allow about 1 billion coins a month. And they've been doing that since it came out until about 2026, right? So that's like old Vincenzo with his Chenzo coins starts to dump his 90 million Chenzos, 90 billion Chenzos at you guys, right? 90 billion Chenzos, so much a month every month. I'm selling to you and banking all the fucking money. And as soon as I'm done selling, the coin goes to shit. But in this case, XRP, back here, when you have this bull run, you go do this homework, go find out how many coins were in circulation back here, right? If there's 47 billion out right now, go see how many were out back here. 15 billion, 10 billion, 20 billion, 50% less maybe than what it had here. And I guarantee you, if you look up that correlation during this bear market, as every month, even during the, and that's why this bear market was painfully bad from its peak to its trough. It was an astounding 96.69% dump. And what made it worse during this, and this is what you're not being told by these paid influencers and charlatans, is as it was going down every month, another billion coins, another billion coins, another billion coins. And every time they release one coin, let alone a billion coins, it's like the Federal Reserve or the Bank of Japan or the Bank of England or the Bank of Canada or the Bank of Australia printing more dollars and yens and euros and whatever each time they create more, the coins or dollars or whatever that were already in existence back here are worth less. They're being diluted. That's why now, if you buy one XRP, you can buy it for 41 cents at current price today. When back here in the bull market, you had to buy them for $3.13. And say you bought them back here. Those same XRP, fast forward 2007, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and now 6 years later, it is worth a fraction of what it was back here. And it's not only because we're in another bear market, because we had the most ferocious bull market in crypto history after the Fed induced pump during COVID in early spring of 2020. And what did XRP do? It didn't reach an all-time high. And old Vincenzo was telling you it was because with all the momentum, with all the hype, and with all the hoopla going around and all the malinvestment, you could never even sniff. And you can say, oh, it sniffed it. No, it didn't sniff it. You could never even sniff a new all-time high because of all the new coins that were created in this bear market. Every month, whether the price was going up or down, there was another billion, another billion, another billion, or however many they do a month. I know it's a whole bunch, right? Every single month. So when we had this big rally and big bull market in crypto, there were so many more, 50%, 100% more coins back here than there were back there already in existence during this bull run. And as the momentum was going, so many coins each month are being created. You need that many more new buyers to try to pump the price up. And that's why I was telling you, you would never even sniff this all-time high as soon as I came online and sniffed around the XRP and see what was going on. And you can see from its peak to its peak, it was still 40.20% from its all-time high, meaning if you bought the old top, like a lot of people bought this top, they're down 42%, even after the most ferocious bull market in crypto history. And I'm going to give you a little insight into this about a key spot. If you want to make 3,000% in XRP, there's only one spot you can buy it. And a little hint is it's down there by that June 2023 XRP bottom. You heard that correctly. Vincenzo's forecasting some kind of an XRP bottom. Doesn't mean a bull market starting, but it means we're going to start to dig in the bottom. And there is a 3,000% play, but it's not the 3,000% play. The rest of the crypto charlatans and the rest of the YouTube hustlers are out there telling you that there's going to be a $10, a $15, a $100, or even $10,000 XRP. That's never going to happen. You could get to a couple of dollars again, but even that's very unlikely to ever sniff this all-time high due to how many coins are being in existence. And that's the dead truth, and that's the honest truth. And that's why old Vincenzo gets suppressed and isn't promoted as much in the YouTube sphere, because I shoot you straight at the hip like Shooter McGavin. None of the fleece heisting and shisting, none of the moon boy or hysteria or hopium. I give you straight facts. And that's why right here we got topped out in this bull market, and we called it when we were in here. We told you this was the top. We had a head and shoulders topping reversal, and we crashed. And then we went into a very, very long 12-month consolidation, which was a symmetrical triangle, and we forecasted it to break down and hit 18 to 20 cents by the end of 2020. And we made that at the end of 2021 forecast. And you can see we almost got down there. We got to about 28, 29 cents, very, very close to that 20-cent upper end of that target. But then we're going into this long consolidation down here, right? And what I think is going to happen with the XRP price, telling you about Ripple, how the 47 billion coins at the present, there's a total supply of 100 billion, just over 10 million coins short of its maximum. Ooh, who cares? 10 million coins out of 100 billion. Releasing Ripple, the process of obtaining XRP differs from uses like BTC, while BTC relies on proof of work concept in which computers solve increasingly complex equations in order to add blocks to the blockchain. XRP allows servers to send transactions to the network in order to be verified. to turn nodes or computers on the network, given these transactions their mark of approval, which helps things, blah, blah, blah. Supply and demand, the larger supply of XRP means it is individual price will almost certainly never reach the levels that Bitcoin enjoys, which is a good valid point. The larger supply of XRP, right? He's softly saying that because there's so many of them. You can see as of the end of June 2022, there was 46.5 billion XRP in escrow. So those are left to be released, right? And by 2026, I believe they're supposed to be released. And the real truth here would be it can never even sniff it, right? Let alone get above $10. It can't sniff 62,000. There's too many coins that are coming in, burning an escrow. Ripple does not burn XRP coins in an attempt to maintain or even raise price, which means the price will constantly get diluted and it's harder and harder to pump every time they release another crypto, right? That was in a good article explaining how there's a good article showing how many coins there are, but not how they release them. But that's why this never sniffed the all-time high rate here when we came back and did this. And this was the most ferocious bull market in crypto history. And what this insider is telling you, if you want to make 3,000%, you can see this track that we've had back here ever since the old all-time high. And we'll highlight this here a little bit. And it hasn't followed it exactly. The rhymes and the rhythms have followed it, but it's done it from a much lower price. And you say, well, why is the divergence in the price so much lower? Where you can see where we topped out and we initially crashed. And they both, in the yellow and in the current crash, they both got supported here. If we zoom in a little bit, right, you can see it rhymed. And then when we had a pump, right, we bottomed and then the price pumped. Look at down here, the price pumped. But the reason it's doing it at a lower and lower state, uh, the reason it's not coming down here as much as it was is because it just consolidated in a much tighter range, right? Last time it was just a huge flush right off the bat. This time it was more in steps, right? This one steps, it was a steeper step and then only a small gain and a steeper step and a small gain. This one had a very, very big fall, but then we were in this symmetrical triangle and it consolidated, right? So it was in a consolidating range, while this one was pretty much just straight down. And then it did that nice long uh, duck's beak consolidation, symmetrical triangle, much later down here, much like this one's doing again right now, right? See that we're in another symmetrical triangle. But what I think is going to happen here in the Bitcoin price or in the XRP price as we work our way into the beginning to middle of this year, I think we're going to start to have a big capitulation event in the XRP price. And by capitulation, I mean a 50 to 80% fall from a spot to a bottom. And I think we're going to bottom out somewhere in June or July of 2023. And I think we're going to bottom out. I think it's going to be deeper than that. I think we're actually going to bottom out somewhere in between that 3.5 to about 9 cent range. I think is going to be an XRP bottom. And I think when you hit that bottom is going to be when you breach this VP volume indicator in red, which is at 29.5 cents at its lowest. And I think when you break that, will be a capitulation event of the century, and it'll bring the rest of the cryptocurrency market to its knees. And I think you could lose as much as right about 3.5 cents. I think you could lose as much as 88% to as little. And the best case scenario, if you stay at 9 cents up here by major support, 68.69% capitulation flush. And I think that's going to happen. Whether you come up here in XRP and you run up, say up here to 50 cents in the short term or even 70 cents, you're going to have a big flush. I think if you sniff back up into here, you can see the volume's dead. I think you would get harshly rejected, and that's your flip around in the end of any current bear market rally is at 50 cents, just like it was back here in October, right? And if you look at the volume, you can see the volume here on that huge pump. This is when the whole Fed-induced pump happened. You can see how much volume there was there. I mean, a tremendous amount of volume, right? Just a tremendous amount of volume, and you couldn't break your all-time high, even as the YouTube charlatans and hustlers and fleecers were telling you by now, another year and a half later, even after some kind of correction like that, right? You were supposed to be way up here to 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even sniffing $10 by now as we're working our way into the first quarter of 2023. And that's not happened, and it's never going to happen. Just like Dogecoin, old Vincenzo, when the Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezos nonsense came out on Saturday Night Live. Oh, Elon Musk is wearing a dog on Saturday Night Live. We're going to $10 in Doge. I told you the bottom was going to fall out, and it did. It went up 7, 8% that night. And when he took the stage, it dropped 45.5%. And old Vincenzo, with his 3 listeners, was one of the only people in crypto, if not the only person in crypto, to step off and sidestep that YouTube hype train and moon talk train and sniff it out and see what it was for what it was. Just like our title coming into 2022 last year was the year crypto comes to its knees in a liquidation crisis and a liquidity crunch. And we absolutely seen that with these major exchanges and lending platforms going belly up. Lots of people going to jail, and a lot more people are going to go to jail. But what I'm thinking is going to happen here is this XRP price, as we give you straight truth, say it even comes up into here, and then we have our capitulation. We bottom out somewhere in this range, and we start to bottom out. Before our next bull market, the secret of the sauce, the key to the gravy, and the secrets to the Lamborghinis and being XRP rich, if that's what your heart desires, and to hit those 3,500 percents up and 10,000% moves, just like somebody sniffed this out, and that's what they're looking for, a 1,666%. Is that what that is? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, a sick 1,600% gain. If you're looking to 1,600 times your money, meaning if you had $1, you have $1,600 now. The key to this is not listening to these shysters that told you back here, oh, just buy XRP all in here, all the way at the top during this huge crash. They kept telling you to buy that, and you would 50x your money, 1,000x your money, 10,000x your money. Even if you bought that bottom, you only made 300%. So you 3 times your money a few years later, which you were lucky if you bought there, held it the whole time. But the odds of you holding here, buying in April of 2018, and then it didn't hit its low until at 77% lower, and it doesn't hit that for a year and a half, the odds that you actually stuck that out are slim to none to zero. And the price never sniffed up here. The same thing is what this insider is telling you is this right here. You won't even sniff this on the next bull market. And it's going to be a ferocious bull market in XRP if the coin doesn't go belly up. It'll be a ferocious bull market, just like that was, just like that was. But this time, unfortunately, you're going to start this ferocious bull market. We're going to have to zoom this out a little bit. You're going to start this ferocious bull market somewhere down here. And if my gut feeling is right, not that low. I don't think you're going to a cent, but you're going to have to buy it somewhere in here. This is going to be how you make the big money. It capitulates all the way down. You start buying it as soon as it's anywhere in this. And then say you hopped on board at 7 cents after it bottomed out at 4 cents. And that's a huge return already. That's almost up 100%. You go, I'm on board. The next bull market rally, you're going to want to buy it somewhere south of 10 cents. Say you buy it at 8.25 cents. This is how you ride up the next rally: 200%, 400%, 600%, 800%. You're getting rich, and right up into here is about where you're going to get capped. If you buy it at 8 cents, you can make about 1,000% return, right? If it goes down and you catch it at the very bottom, say it hits 3 cents exactly, this is how you get your huge return. It hits 3 cents exactly, and then you ride it all the way back up, say 2025 at the descending upper resistance in this blue bar that we have up there. That's a 2,573%, and that's life-changing money. That's stress relieving money. That's 1,000xing, 3,000xing your standard of living, your portfolio, and your quality of life by taking the simple steps to not being fleece heisted and shysted, by understanding where the next bull market's going to start, by understanding how you're going to 1,000x, 10,000x. In this case, 3,300% play I just gave you guys. That's what I'm telling you right now. You buy this somewhere between 2 cents and 8 cents, and you ride it all the way up into this upper resistance. Somewhere up here is going to be your next bull market high, depending on where you hit it. If you hit it a little bit sooner, it could be 91 cents nearing a dollar. But you can see the pattern's been laid out. The price has been laid out. The fleece heisters and shysters have laid the trap, and everybody still thinks and are betting on buying all up in here. When I told you, old Vincenzo said, sell it all up here. I told you to sell it when it was sitting up here in this consolidation for a couple months because a big crash was coming. Then when it came back up into here, I told you, don't buy it. It's not going up. You're not sniffing this local high, let alone this all-time high. I told you not to buy it because it was going down, and it did. This was all a fleece heister and shyster zone. This is another fleece heister and shyster zone where it does a nice sideways consolidation, an up and down sideways consolidation, but a sideways consolidation nonetheless to get you to buy here, to get you to buy there, to get you to buy there, here, there, and now. And then the rug pulls out and the price ends up 6 months later way down here into a zone nobody thinks is possible and nobody's forecasting. They think if we come to another bottom, this 13 cent level is going to hold. I'm sorry to tell you, holds once and save you once, holds twice and kiss of death. Third time is not the charm. You're going to flush right through it. You could get something like this where you're signaling a bottom here. At 12 cents, you run back up into the VP volume indicator for the first time or second time, get harshly rejected, and then drive down even farther and get down into that 2 to 3 cents. I do think you're getting below 10 cents. I do think you're probably getting to 5 cents. And I have a sneaking suspicion you're going to get somewhere now into 3 or even 2 cents. And that is the trick, and that is the key, how to play this next bull market in XRP. And that's what this whole video was about today. It's about buying it south of 10 cents and as close to 2 or 3 cents as possible, because that's how you're going to make the 3,300% return in the next bull market. And XRP, that's the simple truth. That's how it's going to happen. And all the other people that are trying to fleece, heist, and shiest you have to be aware of that, and you have to be educated on that. That when they're telling you you're going to get rich and it's going to $10 in XRP, it's not in the immediate term, or maybe ever, in my opinion, going up there. This is the pattern you have to play. That overhead resistance from 2017 is going to be your probably your future and only all-time high up there, as the coins that are being created now, the coins that are being created every day and released every day, every second of every month, are diluting more and more of the current shares that are out there. And in the next bull run after we bottom out going into 2024, 2025 in XRP, if you want to get rich in XRP, it's very simple. What you must do is go over and buy what we just talked about. You have to wait for the XRP price to get down somewhere in the 2.5 to 6 cents, as close to 3 cents as you can buy it, is where you need to be if you want to become XRP wealthy and have a trade. That's what everybody's in the cryptocurrency for. They're in for the trade of a lifetime. They're in for the life-changing trade and the life-changing opportunities, not only financially, but emotionally, to have that standard and that peace of mind is what it's really all about, getting that peace of mind. And the only way you're going to do this, if you want to do it in XRP, if you want to do it in crypto, but specifically XRP, because that's what everybody seems to be the highest on, the trick of the trade, the key to the glass is not to believe the hype, to understand what's actually going on and educate yourself what XRP is, how many of there are of the XRP, the big questions you have to understand and know. How many XRP are there total? How many XRP are currently in supply? And of the ones that aren't in supply, how and when are they released? And what does that do to the overall current XRP that are out there? It dilutes them, just like when the Federal Reserve prints money, it dilutes the current dollars, or in this case, XRP that are out there, and it's going to have a major influence on how high in the next bull market XRP can go if you have 100 billion total coins that are out there. And again, back here, I know I'm sounding like a broken record. Back here, you have significantly less coins, meaning you needed significantly less buyers to buy to blow the price up. Conversely, when you were here, you had a significantly amount more. And that's your homework assignment. I want someone here listening or that ends up listening to this. How many XRP were in existence in January of 2018 versus how many XRP were in existence April 21st of April 12th of 2021. And then I want to know how many current XRP are there now today, January 29th of 2023. And that's going to give you a little insight. Say there's 30% or 40% more XRP at right here than there were here. That would beautifully correlate you only coming up 41% shy of your former all-time high, right? And that could be a way to where you could calculate the future XRP, the price, how high you could come up. Say it takes 3 years to make another bull market high from here, but say you have 40% more coins out than you did during the last bull market. Go to this high right here and you go 40% lower. And look how convenient that is. That runs 40%. If you come up into here in 2024 or 2025, that's pretty close to this descending line that I think is capturing with these peaks and valleys. Uh, it's a good way to incorporate. It's like a built-in. Every day this line gets lower, just like every day the supply of XRP goes up, meaning there's a cap lower and lower to the potential price of XRP. That's why I think the next bull market, even if you start from 3 cents and you have a ferocious bull market like you could, if you did it back here in June or July of 2024, I think this 89 to $1 range right here on this descending line would be where you topped out. And then you started to come back down into another long bear market and do it all over again. And if by 2026, 2027, your next bull market run, you come up and do something like that, right? And if you say, what are you drawing over there, old Vincenzo? What I'm drawing over there is this. It's that descending line. Oops. It's that descending line over here that you're going to come up and hit. And this is going to essentially be what XRP does. You get big pumps, and it's like a penny stock. Big pump, dump, big pump, slightly less than prior pump, dump. And by the time this is done dumping, I think you're going to be down here. Then you have a big pump, then you get a big dump, and then you get a big pump. But each time, high, all-time high, big pump but lower than the all-time high, big pump but lower than the two previous highs, and big pump but lower than the three previous highs. And I think it's going to be a repetitive thing where you have a big massive pump, just like a penny stock, right? Big pump, and then you have a couple of years where you consolidate and crash and pretty much lose it all, and then pump, and then but every high is lower. And you could do this for a decade if you want, if they really wanted to string this out. But I don't think you're ever going to break this all-time high. And I think if you want to become XRP rich, I think the area that you need to be targeting, the area that you need to be hunting, and the area that you need to be patiently waiting for is I think you need to buy XRP, which is near my last line of defense to this, or my shit house, which is below 10 cents to bankruptcies to shit house. I think you need to buy your XRP down here in this red trading zone, which is the shit house, right? You need to buy it down here because I think we're going to have a June bottom somewhere between 3.5 cents and 8 cents. I think you need to buy XRP as close as you can to the 3 cents, whether it goes to 2.5 or 4.5, as close as you can to that 3 cents, because you could have a life-changing opportunity if you bought your XRP at 3 cents and you had the balls of steel and loaded up down there, because there's no incentive to partial your way in when you're down there at 3 cents. You go all in, whatever you want to go in on XRP, you do it right there. If you did it at 3 cents and you ride it all the way up. And if it did the big pump in 2025, you have a room all the way to 73.80 cents, and that's a 2,400% gain. And if we bust out the handy dandy calculator, right? Let's get that calculator out front and center. We're calling you calculator. We don't call the calculator too much or too often in old cryptocurrency, Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, but we're going to put the calculator on the spot, and we're going to try to see if the calculator can perform, or does the calculator in this case, oh, see, it got nervous right as I gave up hoping it. The old calculator came up to perform its duty of calculating desired numbers that I want to put in there. Let's see the old calculator. For a simple $1,000 investment, if you 2,500x that position, if you made 100%, you would make $1,000. So 2,500% is 25 times in your money. And if you 25 times your money, $1,000 would be $25,000. And that is life-changing money. But say you were willing to, most of you, say you had $5,000 and you 25x your money. That's where you're talking life-changing money. You turn $5,000 into $125,000, but it's all dependent on where you buy it. You're never going to 25x your money, 2,500% your money. If you buy XRP at $2, if you buy XRP at $1.80, if you buy even XRP at $1, you're never going to 25x your money. It's never going to happen. I'm sorry to say that. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. I'm the bearer of reality and information and my own personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. Should you take my advice? No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't take anybody else's advice except your own information, knowledge, and education that you, yeah, I'm looking right there at you, that you have verified, validated, and understand for yourself, because all the information is out there. Any and everything you want to learn is out there. It's just you have to find it. You can't trust anybody. I never trust anybody, anything, or anywhere I question everything and I believe nothing unless I can go and find out and sniff out the facts for myself. I listen to everything, but I believe nothing. And you shouldn't listen to me either. You should go out and do your own education. But I believe this is the easiest way if you're looking for that crypto lifestyle and you want to be living in that big house, driving that Lamborghini, like you see your favorite influencers, Carl from the Moon, Crypto, Kevin O'Leary, and the rest of these charlatans, Sam Bankman Fried. If you want that lifestyle, it's all about where you buy it. If you bought it here and sold it here, you're rich. If you bought it here, locally rich, whatever you put in compared to what you got out. But that's the key. You're not going to 2,500% your money here. You're going to do it down here. And that's what I'm trying to tell you on this Super Bowl conference weekend. That's where you're going to 3,500x your money. Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing as we look at some of these comments. Video is vertical. Vincenzo, if you have time, can you please share us the bottom for XLM and Algo? I will make a video coming up here shortly and release it. Like, subscribe, and share another daily live